And in order for things to get better, they had to get worse, you know. So when I came back from Israel, I was high in spirits. It was my first year as a pro. Yeah, COVID happened and all that stuff, but you know, it happened. It happened. If I recall, I came home and then I did the interview with you, and then I went to the DR. All right, so after I did the interview with you, I went to the DR and played. I got there the first quarter, the first 3 minutes of the first game. I got there. I was there for 2 days. I got a bone bruise in my right, in my left knee, in my left knee. All right, cool. I stayed there for like 2 more days, and then I got sent home. Right, but it's cool. It was okay because you know what happened. I got sent home, and then 2 days later, the whole world shut down. So like, I could have been stuck in inner city of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic during COVID. Yeah, that wasn't gonna be cool. So I was like, blessing in disguise that I got sent home. I had to borrow some money to do my rehab and stuff because I didn't have insurance, and so I had to borrow some money to do all that. And so that was cool. And so it was only a bone bruise. So everybody thought, even I thought I'd be out a month or two. I'll be cool and I'll be ready to go at the beginning of the season for next year. I would have been going into 2021. I would have been ready to go for the next year. Yeah, it didn't work out that way. It didn't work out that way. I was not ready by August. I was not. My knee was still messed up. I was super skinny. And it just wasn't feeling right. I got a new agent. I fired my agent, got a new agent, and and that first guy that I got, like nobody was calling. Like nobody called, like nobody ever. He never called me about any job offers or anything. He said, I'm gonna keep you updated, yada yada. But nobody ever called, and so it used to make me sit there and believe, like damn, like am I not good? Like am I not wanted anymore? Around August of 2020, I kind of was like, I was kind of iffy on the guy, but I kept him still. So that season usually starts around August. It was COVID. COVID had just kind of passed, so teams are starting to go. Money's not the same, but like teams are starting, the leagues are happening, so they're trying to sign players, and still no word from nothing. Nobody called anything. And then so by September, when I borrowed that money, I only rationed it because it was a bone bruise. So I'm like, oh, it's not broken. I'm only going to be out a little while. I'm not, I'll be ready for the start of the next season type of thing. And I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. So we only rationed the money out until I would leave in like August, September. And so by September, oh man, I ran out of money. All I knew was basketball and nobody was calling. So oh yeah, man, for a couple months there, I was in 2020, end of 20, I was struggling. I was because I never had a real job before. So I didn't, I played basketball my whole life, and I was pretty good in high school, so I'd naturally just get some money here and there, type of thing. So I never had a real job before. I didn't even know how to apply to a job. Honestly speaking, I thought you had to go in there. I didn't know it was online. I just didn't know. I didn't really know how to just, government assist anything. I just didn't know how to do anything. Nobody taught me, and and felt like maybe at some point in life I should have learned that stuff, but like I didn't, and I left my house at 16 to go to Mount Verde, so I just didn't learn a lot of that stuff. So I was struggling. I was, for a couple months, like 2-3 months when I was out here, I was, sleeping on friends' couches, staying in my car some days, just, doing what I could. I used to Uber Eats for like 10, like till the max time where they'd be like, you have to stop. I have to do that I used to do it every day because that's the only way I knew how to make money. I didn't know how to do anything else.
Chasing your dream, that's super fun, it comes with a lot. People want to be you, they want to do the things you're doing, but there's that other side of it where you've put yourself out on a limb a little bit and you haven't had regular jobs and all that like backup plan normal people can fall back on.
I didn't even have so like my mom worked on Wall Street, so I have a resume that's, she worked on Wall Street. It's fluffed up a little bit, but I still didn't have any really job experience or anything. So I just, and so, I was doing Uber Eats for forever. And then, but I've never hit adversity, basketball adversity, but nothing crazy, not with life. For the most part, my life has been pretty great. It's been pretty smooth sailing. Yeah, it's been a couple bumps, but in the grand scheme of things, I can't complain about nothing. You know what I mean?
So that makes you look at basketball adversity different.
Yeah, it's because it's not real life. like they talk about it all the time. It's not real life. Yeah, it's basketball, and people get mad at you, lose money, bets and stuff like that. But it's still not real life. So after like a month or two, I was able to finally get enough money to rent out a room in Gold Bar, Washington. Gold Bar is like an hour out, so I still play basketball. So what I would do is wake up in the morning, drive down. I would go to Newcastle, and I would work out at Pacific Courts. He had back then. He still had the weight room, so I could lift in there, and then I'd do my basketball workout. And then I'd have enough money to get a little bit of a meal or get a little bit of lunch or something. And then I would sit there and I would do Uber Eats the whole day and the night. And then I would make it so by around 10 or 11, I'll start making my way back up towards Monroe, doing deliveries back out that way. And then after that, I'd have enough money to put gas in my car because it's about 52 miles away. I have enough money to fill up my tank enough to get back down to Washington, get back down to see the Newcastle to work out again in the morning, and then I could get a little bit of, I can get another little meal, and I would be good. I was doing that shit for like a month and a half, 2 months, and I was just working out, and I would just sit there. I would just sit there and be like, "But why the hell did this happen to me?" I was like, "Damn!" I said, "What did I do?" But and then so cool. But I found a place, so it was cool. It happened. I made it work. And
do you think? So you mentioned not having adversity, kind of leading up to that level. I used to think, because I faced poverty when I was way young, and I was like, all right, that's good for me later. But as I look back, I'm like, well, that probably wasn't so good for my like foundation building,
Yeah.
How was it facing it new as an adult?
Oh, shit, man! Terrible. Cause like like I felt like a kid too because I didn't know. I still didn't know. I'm way more understanding of life now, but I just didn't. I didn't know. I came from college. I was a college basketball player. You don't do. I wasn't doing everything that everybody else was doing. Like I didn't know how to file my taxes. I didn't know how to do all that stuff. So like so like. They didn't feel good. I felt like a kid. I did feel like a kid. So like, yeah, it didn't, it didn't help. But I'm glad, like, like my mom, she was good. My mom, like I said, she worked on Wall Street. She was well off. The best thing that she ever did was she would help me a little bit, but she wouldn't like just overtly just give me money or stuff like that. She'd help me a little bit. Would sit there for hours and would talk about a plan. And then she'll help me put money towards that plan or something like that. Like she she let me figure it out, and that was like kind of the best thing because I figured it out. Because I needed to do that. Like I did. So I was doing that drive for a couple months, and then I fired my agent and got another one. He is the reason why. For years, I was messed up in the overseas league. So this is during COVID. Again, you see, I'm driving far. I'm doing stuff. He goes, all right, man. Look, what we're gonna do is there's a team over there in the Pro B Germany. That's like level 3. That's low, terrible gym. It's low. He's like, oh, we got a team over there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get you over there just so you can get over there, and then we're gonna move you. That sounds good. I said again. I didn't know about the levels and everything. I was my second year. I didn't know. I didn't understand. Nobody really told me, and so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That sounds. I'm not making any money anyway, so it's like it was what, bro? I was making like they offered me like 1,700. Like it was nothing. It was nothing. But it was during COVID. I wasn't making any money anyway.
And that's per.
That's per month. It's per month.
Okay.
So it's tax free, but it Germany's pretty solidly priced. Like it ain't too. But it's COVID. You can't really do anything. And so, but so I went and so I went. Should have never gone. I should have waited. If I just didn't sign that contract and I just stayed at home, I would have been way better off than I am now. Like because I signed that contract, it made it seem like I was bad. Because I went because remember in Israel I was on the first team that was in the first division. Then I got cut, and then the other agent told me to sign to the second division team, and then that contract ended, and then all of a sudden I'm in Pro B, I'm in third division Germany. It made it look like I was bad. And then when I got there, I wasn't killing. I was coming off an injury, and then the team was like, "Oh, we're gonna put you on a minutes restriction." You know why they did that? So I couldn't transfer. So they didn't start playing me until after the transfer window, so I couldn't leave. and then they started playing me. We won the championship though. Like we won the championship. I brought them up to the second division type of thing. Like we won, but like it was foul. I wasn't messing with that. And so and then because of that, so my rookie year I was making six a month in Israel, and I went from making 6 to making 1.7, 1.6, something like that.
And that's 6,000 to 1.
Yeah, 6,000 to 1,600, right? And then the year after that, I went to go play in England. Bad idea. So the thing about England is a country where it gets a bad rep, but it's not. They're not bad. Like them dudes are not bad. They're good players. You're not gonna go in there averaging 30. Like you're just not. Like they're good players. They're it's just the league itself it gets a bad rap.
It's a lot of local.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a lot of local people. But they're black, so they got black guys over there. So, like, off rip, like the league is gonna be better. And I'm gonna be honest with you, more athletic and stuff like that. But like, it just gets a bad rep because it's England. Like, I don't exactly know why. It's just not well respected. It's just not. And so one of the reasons why I went was because I was like, oh, they speak English type of thing. I said it'd be cool, it'd be solid, okay. And then this dude I played with, he played the Arizona. Parker Jackson Cartwright, he had played there year before, and he had told me, yeah, but they solid, yada yada. But he's different than me. He's a real mild-mannered, real soft guy. It's a quiet guy. That's not me. And so it's crazy because my AAU teammate, right? When I was 16, I was playing 17U. So the older guys, one of my teammates back then, he played on this team. He played for the same coach. He's a high school coach now. He left in the middle of the year. He said, I'm done. He said, I'm done, and left and stopped playing. That was his last year hooping. I swear to you. I swear to you. He said, I'm done. And he coached in high school. But
That's horrible.
He's coaching high school. And so, I went over there. Terrible experience. Terrible. Now we won the cup, the trophy, the cup type of thing. So that was cool, but it wasn't good. So that man. So realistically, man, that owner thought he owned me. Like he thought he owned me. I was not messing with that. And like I was not messing with that. His
Kind of in what way?
But he just but it's the way he used to talk to me, what he'd tell me to do and stuff like. So in most cases, bro, when on a team, you don't see the owner like that. I mean, maybe after the game type of thing. Like you don't see the owner. The owner ain't job to sit there and look over everybody. That's why he got a GM. That's why he got a coach. That's just what their jobs for. I shouldn't see the owner all the time. I should see him at the games, after the games and stuff like that. I shouldn't see the owner like But I used to be around all the time telling me, you got to do this, you got to do that. I said, bro, what? They used to sit there and we lived in a house. It was like a 5-bedroom house. It was 5 dudes in there. It was 5 dudes in there. Man, look, bro. I have a video on my phone of the in the kitchen, the ceiling leaking. No. I'm upstairs. I'm thinking somebody's frying some chicken. I'm thinking it's some grease. I go downstairs. It's leaking from the ceiling. It was some BS in there, man. Oh my gosh. They used to we caught them like sneaking into the house and stuff like that while we weren't there, going in people's room. Oh, bro, man, it was foul. Oh, they was foul. Yeah, it wasn't good. It just wasn't good. Hey, but I lasted to the end. I lasted to the end. I did. I lasted to the end. That's all. That's all I wanted to do. I lasted to the end. After I signed to England, I met a guy. His name was Khalif. He's not an agent, but he's like a mentor to kids because people, like I said, like you get screwed over like overseas if you don't know the game and stuff like that. And at the time, I didn't know it. And now I'm a lot more hip to it, but at the time, I didn't know it. And so my Jordan Caroline put me on. Marquise Chris knows him. He was helping Marquise when he was in Phoenix, type of thing. And so I was just talking to him about it, and he basically sat there and told, this is before I went to England. But I already signed, so I had to already go anyway. But he sat there and told me why every move I made after college was dumb and it messed me up. And like that's what I needed to hear. Like I knew it, you know what I mean? I knew it, and like, but nobody was telling me that. But like I needed somebody, you know, you told me why every move I made was stupid. It was dumb. And then he told me, all right, this is how we're gonna fix it. And so, boom, England happened. It was a bust. It's whatever happens, cool. And then I got another agent. His name is Savag. Love him to death. I went to play. He's from Switzerland, so I went to go play in Switzerland and the team in Basel, and that was good. I had a good year. I ended up having to stop in like February because I hurt my back. But I had a good year, average 18 and 12. It was, we weren't very good. We won a couple good games, but it wasn't anything league. But it was, it was fun. I had fun. It was actually, I can honestly say, like, I had fun in Switzerland. It was cool. It was super expensive, but it was a really fun experience. I met a bunch of people. Like, I actually would sit there and like people would call, other than my teammates, be like, they would call me from around the town and be like, hey, we're gonna go here. You want to come? Type of thing. And that was like a really, really, really cool experience. And then I learned how to drop a stick shift, so that was finally. And then so after that, I went to after that year, I ended early. After that year, I ended early. I went back home in like February. After Switzerland, I went to the Netherlands. In Germany, I made 1,600, 700. In Switzerland, I was at like 2,200, 2,300. Like it was something like that. It wasn't nothing crazy, but in Switzerland, some fries cost $14. Yeah.
Suddenly, Seattle doesn't sound so bad.
Man, some fries cost $14. Hey man, the McDonald's workers were making more than me. I was living in college. I was struggling. It was, but like I said, it was fun. It was. I had fun. It was tough the last week of the month though, but it was fun. I had fun. I really did. And then the next year I went to the Netherlands, and so that was, it wasn't a big jump. It was like maybe $200 more. It was a better opportunity because it was a better league, and it would you play the Belgium teams, which are good, they're well respected, and stuff like that. So once I got there, I kind of figured out. When I got there, so it was a coach. The coach, he used to play in the Euro League. That year itself, all in all, took probably about a year or two off of my career. How bad he worked us to win nothing. How bad he worked us. Our first off day was a month in. 2-a-days every day for the whole season. We'd have long drives. That drive would be let's say we get back at like 6 a.m. or something like that. The next day. Oh, that's still the day off. I'll see you then tomorrow morning. The next morning, like he worked us so hard to win absolutely nothing.